Happy holidays, boys and girls. I've got a present for you. Yep, it's another episode of Let's Play Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. In the previous episode, we cleared out some of the Garden of Madness, and that left us off at the Rikuta, which, as you can see, I got the item on, the regular drop in the meantime. So let's take a look at that. It is fried chicken. Crisply fried chicken thigh. Anyway, let's head down here and explore a little bit. Over here we have a treasure chest with some money, and then up here is a new sword, the Fleuret. And that boosts your attack by 7 points, and it's a small sword. So it's a little upgrade, I suppose. And there's its attack pattern. It's like a thrusting sword. But it attacks slower than the combat knife, so it's kind of a toss-up which one you prefer to use. Anyway, let's... can't get up there, it looks like. We'll need some other ability to get up to that height. So I guess we'll continue heading to the right again. And now we will go to the right-hand side this time. Aha! He can't get me. Good try, Skeleton Ape. We'll go up first. Ooh, and there's a glowing brazier. I'm going to get that. There we go, and that gives us the Doppelganger ability soul. Switch souls and equipment using the X button. 2 sets of equipment may be set using the menu's equip function. Now if you notice up in the corner, I can switch between an A and a B now, and that's basically your 2 equipment sets. In fact, if we check them out here, this is my A set. I have these as my equipment and souls, and then if I switch over to B, it's suddenly blank. So I can fill them in with different sets, basically, if you want to swap back and forth. And the main purpose of it is just to make it easier to go running between different areas and farming things. So it's always good to have a good traveling set and then a good farming set. Anyways, you can see in the library there's a new term as well. Doppelganger soul. An ability type soul that enables the switching of 2 kinds of equipment by pressing the X button. The 2 pieces of equipment are identified as A and B on the gauge at the top of the screen. By respectively assigning equipment for movement and fighting, progress can be made more smoothly. So that's exactly what I just said, basically. A little waste of time, never hurt though. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh well, I wanted to be down here anyway because there's a new enemy right over next to the Catoblepus right here, which is Skeleton Farmer. Now notice my sword isn't doing much damage, it's only doing 8 damage, so you probably want to use either an element or a different weapon type. Yeah, you want to use blunt, it looks like a blunt weapon like the mace. Anyway, I'll get his soul and be right back with that. Alright, I've got the Skeleton Farmer soul now, which enhances the performance of plant-type abilities. So basically, this disproves what I said in the previous episode when you got the Skelerang soul. That actually doesn't boost plant abilities. The Skeleton Farmer here does. Skelerang down here actually boosts weapons that are thrown. For instance, if we go over to our equipment and equip the boomerang, that is what the Skelerang boosts. So we'll test that theory out here. Dark Nike 1 mentioned that, so I've got to thank him or her. I assume it's a him. Anyway, as you can see, it does 5 damage there with the Skelerang soul, and then if we equip something else, it only does 1 damage. So yep, that does prove it's true. Thanks for that tip. Anyway, now I'll show you the difference between having the Skeleton Farmer and not having the Skeleton Farmer soul with the Une soul. Now here's with. It does 39 damage. Now if I unequip that and try again, it only does 26. See? So that's what the difference is for that soul. So that kind of clears up that whole mess. Anyway, I might as well put my Peeping Eye soul back in. And my Mandragora soul. And we'll continue on. Now here's our next new enemy. Yorick. Oh, poor Yorick lost his head. And now his body. Anyway, he's got just a soul to collect, so I'll be back with that in a moment. Alright, I've got the Yorick soul now, which allows you to kick a skull like a ball. Might as well try that out. That sounds like a good old time. It's a level 1 soul. Yeah, that's not kicking. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, if you happen to know, if anyone out there watching knows if I can actually kick that, let me know. Until then, I guess I'll just continue on. Notice that treasure chest up there? If I use the axe armor, it brings it to life, and that's our next new enemy, the Mimic, which has a very rare soul, 3 stars. So I guess I'll get that off screen, and I'll be back with that soul in just a moment. Okay, I've got the Mimic soul now. This allows me to gain money when taking damage. Now, if you watched my Aria of Sorrow Let's Play, you'll remember that the Mimic soul in that game allows you to collect money based on the damage you take. So if you fell in spikes, for instance, you could gain massive amounts of money really quickly. Let's put that theory to the test. Notice that it's only dropping 1-cent coin or $1 coins. Let's see. Yeah, even with that much damage at 27 damage, it still doesn't do shit. So basically, in this game, Mimic Soul is useless as far as I can tell. And again, if I'm wrong with that, let me know. But I don't see a way that that could be useful, really. Continuing on. Haha! He couldn't get me that time. There we go. Those Raikuda or Ryakuda or whatever they are, those can be pretty dangerous because they can shoot heat-seeking lightning at you, so you gotta be careful with that. And by the way, that soul, the Raikuda soul, is actually really good if you can get it boosted up with a few souls of that copy. It can hit multiple targets all at once, and it can do pretty good damage if they're weak to lightning. So I recommend getting a few of those if you're playing along with this. Anyway, now see this gold door over here? This is kind of interesting. It took me a while to figure out this thing on the my test run. The trick, if I touch this door, is to notice that it has 2 numbers up there. It has 000 and then 777 below it. Now if I wait for it to cycle through all of its numbers here, it reveals that if you look up at the gold amount that I have 19,685 gold, and it stopped at 685. So those last 3 digits match my gold amount. Now if I grab some more money and try it again, notice that my gold has 735, and it's 735, and the 7 was circled to match the 7s below. So my goal is to try to get 3 7s, and I'll do that off screen. Okay, I've got 777 as the last 3 digits of my gold now, as you can see. So we're going to test this out and see if my theory is correct. Bingo! And the door opens. Let's head inside. You get 3 7s. Oh, how fitting. And obviously that's a piece of armor. Ooh, look at those stats. Boosts Constitution, Intelligence, and Luck quite a bit. Luck, obviously, being very important in getting rare drops and souls. So that's always good to have luck. I'm going to switch it into my B set, which is my farming set. I'll leave my A set as my walking around one, just so I don't take damage if I don't need luck when I'm walking around. Anyway, down there obviously you just saw some water. Kind of a reverse or a mirror of where I got the Mandragora soul in the previous episode. So we'll have to come back there once we get an ability that allows us to swim in some way. Can't quite get up there. Oh, and it looks like we've reached the end of this area. I guess I'm going to call it a video here. Happy holidays again, folks, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.